It would seem the media is great at taking our eye off the ball. Let's talk about it.
This is the Chris Top Program.
Hi, I'm Chris Top. First off, I want to thank you for tuning into the Chris Top Program. While I try my best to keep the show as rated PG-13 as possible, sometimes things slip out, or sometimes things happen, and that's just the way live radio goes. And because this is the internet, the FCC isn't around to tell me what I can and can't do. So because of the occasional slip-up or the guess that might get out of hand, you really need to be 18 or older to listen. If you happen to be under 18, please make sure you get your parents' permission.
Go! Take it from the top, take it from the top, take it from the top.
The Chris Top Program, listened to by tens of thousands of people, with podcasts on over 30 sites worldwide, but only live on Spreaker.com.
Take it from the top. Take it from the top. Take it from the top.
I was wondering, are you going to eat that?
Take it from the top.
No, I swear, you burn calories while you're listening to my show. Lots of calories. It's like setting a fat kid on fire. No, it's not WOBA, it's WABA. WABA.
Take it from the top.
Dude, my neighbor just busted me stealing his Wi-Fi. I've got to end the show now.
The Chris Top Program. Join the best chat on Spreaker.com.
Take it from the top.
Get ready to lose moments of your life you'll never get back.
Take it from the top.
Sit back, relax, and try not to get too irritated.
Broadcasting live to at least 3 people.
My head just went numb.
That's just the intoxicating aroma of Chris Top filling your ears.
Hey, can I sue for that?
Welcome to the Chris Top Program.
The Chris Top what?
The Chris Top Program.
And I am the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. And if you noticed a hint of rage in my voice, it wasn't your imagination. And I'll get to that in just a minute. See, I got in a bad mood because I had to go to Walmart tonight. It's the only place open after 10 o'clock. I had to have 2 basic essentials to my survival. I had to have toilet paper, and I had to have soap. So I pull up at Walmart at 10:20. I go in the front door, and of course, the toilet paper is on the left side of Walmart. So I remember I got there at 10:20. So I walked down and I got my toilet paper, and then I remembered, the soap, it's on the other side. So then I have to trek across Walmart to get my soap. And then I had to trek back to the other side. And in the meantime, I'm having to dodge all these boxes and all these employees that start restocking these shelves after 10 o'clock. And they do this all night. So then I had to walk back to the other side of the store. And I had to use those self-checkouts, and I can't ever figure those things out. It took me a little while to get through it. So I pulled up there at 10:20, and then I left. It was like 5 minutes till 11. I'm like, really? Really? Why couldn't Dollar General, why can't they just stay open till 11? That would have been in and out in 5 minutes. So then I get home, and I'm sitting here thinking about something, and sometimes it takes a couple of days for things to gel in my mind. A couple of days ago, I did a story, or I talked about Jay-Z's comment. I thought about it, and then I read between the lines. And I'm going to give you my theory. I'm going to give you my play on what I think. But first, I want to welcome everybody to the chat. And I know this is a late surprise show, so my expectations aren't that high. But I'm pleasantly surprised because the lovely, vivacious Kiss is in the chat. Kiss, it's always good to see you. And we've also got Rick in the chat from Taking Back America. He says, I was just getting ready to go to bed, but saw you're on, so I thought I'd pop in and say hi real quick. Rick, it's always good to see you, buddy, and I appreciate you coming by. And I think that's all we have for now. And they're talking away. All right, now this is what is on my mind. And I feel ashamed of myself because I let the media put a spin on this, and I just kind of went with it. But if you want to stay informed, if you want to know what's going on, you've got to read these stories a few times. You have to listen to the actual interview a couple of times so this stuff can sink in. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. Jay-Z, he screwed up. The media caught this right away. So they used their smoke and mirror tricks to put us in another direction. And this is what they wanted us to hear. And this is all you're going to see when you Google Jay-Z. This is what you're going to see. Because they knew that this statement coming from a rapper would go away very quickly. Now, he said himself, he says, this is going to sound arrogant. And I've already said my piece about this and I was done. But I knew there was something else to this story. And that's why I went back and looked. He said, I know this is going to sound arrogant, but my presence is charity. Just who I am. Now, granted, that's pretty arrogant. And when you look up charity, it's the practice of giving and caring, unlimited love and kindness, charity, giving to worthy causes or people in need, mandatory and voluntary giving, and it goes on and on, but it's all about giving. It says nothing about Jay-Z and his presence. Now, this was bad enough. This is one of those stories that's going to float around for a couple of days and then people are going to forget about it. And then they're going to continue buying his records so he can do nothing. So he can say, I don't have to give money. When I give money, it's anonymous. Right. Like you give anything at all because you feel like your presence is charity. You arrogant douchebag. Now see, that was bad enough. And that's the part that the media wanted you to pay attention to. What they did not want you to pay attention to was this. The fact that Jay-Z could be, and quite possibly is, the most racist man in America. And I'm going to back that up. Now let's take a look at racism. All right, this is the belief that a human race has a distinctive characteristic which determine that their respective cultures, usually involving the idea that one's own race is superior and has the right to rule or dominate others. All right, so racism is the belief that your own race is superior and has the right to rule or dominate others. That's racism. This is what they didn't want us to pay attention to. See, they gave us something else shiny to look at because they knew that his racist remark could stick around. It could have some staying power. And it would have had they drawn attention to that, because this is where he really messed up in the interview. Now, listen to me very closely. This is a hypothetical. This is a hypothetical that I'm about to say. George Bush is a white president If he speaks on any issue or anything, he should be left alone. Now, what would the black community say to me if that were a real quote? I would be buried alive. Chris Topp would exist no longer if I said something like that, and I meant it. Again, that's a hypothetical. Now, why can Jay-Z say this? And let me finish his whole quote. And this is going to sound arrogant, but my presence is charity, just who I am. Just like Obama is. Obama provides hope. And I'm sure, okay, see, I'm getting sidetracked again. Okay, Jay-Z, I'm sure that your presence, that your charity is going to provide so much hope, and it's going to fill so many bellies all over the world. It's going to provide education for tens of thousands, maybe millions of people, just you singing your hip-hop songs. Because you have this certain glow about you. You arrogant douchebag. All right, now, I'm gonna read the whole thing this time, and I'm not going to stop. And this is going to sound arrogant, but my presence is charity. Just who I am. Just like Obama is. Obama provides hope. Whether he does anything, the hope that he provides for a nation and outside of America is enough. And he continued to say this. Now, this is the part I want you to pay attention to. This is the part that I, as a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, could not get away with. But Jay-Z can because he's a black man. Just because who he is, you're the first black president. If he speaks on any issue or anything, he should be left alone. What kind of racist remark is that? Why can Jay-Z get away with something like that? Because he's a glowing beacon of charity? Why do we, as Americans, sit by and let things like this happen? Why do we let things like this be said? It's because we're passive. It's because we're lazy. It's because we don't care. And I'll tell you, things are never going to change. Things are never going to get better. Racism does exist, but we have to think about it. Where does it come from? Where does it start? Why don't you start by asking Jay-Z the root of racism? I'll be back. I am the one and only Chris Topp.
He is Chris Topp, bitch.
All right, I'm going to see what's going on in the chat real quick. I'm almost scared to look. I really am. But that's my rant, and I'm gonna do a few of these from time to time. Just because they're a lot easier to prepare for, and if I'm fired up about something, I don't need to do a whole lot of research. And the chat kind of went crazy. Scooter says, "Damn you, Top Man! You know I can't sleep." And it's not because of me. It's because of all that damn Red Bull you're drinking. Raymond Garcia's in the chat. What up, Chris? I'm fashionably late. And Ray, it's always good to see you, buddy. And we got Snake Jesse in the chat. He says, "Me too. I have no sound. Heard the intro, but not you. I hope you guys could hear that because I just totally went nuts." Clinton says, "I was about to go live, but then, see, I'm not even going to repeat that. Chris Topp is here polluting the airwaves of Spreaker. Chris Topp is surely, see, I don't even know what that means. But it's good to see you, Clinton. It really is. Yeah, and Rick says JD is a douchebag. Or Jay-Z, not JD. Raymond says he's just a rich douchebag with an ego. Let's see. Snake says, going to try downloading the... Well, hopefully you'll be able to download it and you'll be able to get it. But I do appreciate you guys stopping in. Ray says, I'm a 20-year-old Hispanic from California, and I don't listen to hip-hop. Let's see. Rick says, F dat Z, just because I'm a white man with a drawer full of pointy white hoods and a burning cross in my backyard doesn't mean I'm racist. LOL, just kidding. To all of you easily offended out there. See, I shouldn't read everything out loud. I really shouldn't. But anyway, that's my play on the whole thing, and I'm anxious to see what you guys think. So if you would, just leave some comments on my Facebook page. Leave some comments just wherever. Just, you know where to get in contact with me. You can leave them on Facebook. You can tweet with me. You can leave something on the Spreaker wall, whatever you want to do. Just let me know what's on your mind. Let me know if you had even caught that. Because days later, it actually just dawned on me. And that's how we are. We're just so passive that we hear what we hear, we let it go in one ear and out the other, and then we forget about stuff. So anyway, until I broadcast again, please remember this. Just a short rant, that's all it was. Until I broadcast again, please remember this. Life is good. And I'm gone.
I sense a disturbance in the force. The dork side is strong in this one.
Take it from the top.
Did you hear that? This is madness. We're doomed.
Yoda, I don't think I can go back to Spreaker.
Always with you, it cannot be done.
Well, no, I think I could do it. I just don't know if I'm ready.
Hear you nothing that I say.
Wait, what? Can you just not talk Yoda for a minute?
You must unlearn what you have learned.
Okay, dude, you totally don't make any sense. If I unlearn what I've learned, there's no way I can do it. Okay, never mind, I'll try.
No.
You don't want me to try?
Try not.
Take it from the top.
Do or do not. There is no try.
You are such a motivational speaker. You really are.
I do believe they think I am some sort of god.
You can either talk in the crystal program. Take it from the top.
Is it over yet?
Completely over. You have been exposed to the Chris Top program.
Yeah, okay, are we done? I really gotta get a life.
Take it from the top.